Hello everyone, in this video we are going to explore how to convert between imperial and metric units of area. So in order to do that, we will need a conversion chart, and what I have on the screen is a chart that gives us the conversions from metric to imperial. So all of these are metric units, centimeters, meters, and kilometers, and we're converting them to imperial units such as inches, feet, yards, and miles. I also have another chart at the bottom that converts imperial to metric. So these are all imperial units and these are all metric units. Please take a screenshot of this chart or write it down somewhere in your notes because you will need it as you answer questions in this module. This information will also be available on your formula sheet. So in order to convert between metric and imperial one way or the other, we'll need to kind of understand where we need to multiply and divide and so on. This table is really handy because it's laid out in a way where if you're converting from centimeters to inches, you're always multiplying this way. Okay, so 1 times what gives you 0.394? It's 0.394. Okay, 1 times what will give us 3.281? It's 3.281, right? So when you're moving from right to left, you're always multiplying. That's why I really like this table. And then down here as well, when you go from inches to centimeters, well, what do I do to 1 to get 2.54? I multiply by 2.54. So you notice how it's set up in a way so that if you use this, you're only multiplying, right? As long as you're going from left to right, you're always multiplying. Okay, so let's clear this and let's do a little exercise here. So we're going to try to make connections between what we know already about area and units of area. So if you need a refresher on area and how to calculate that, please go back to the area videos in module 1 and watch those first. So to kind of illustrate the connection between units of area, I'm going to start with a square, and I'm going to say that this square it measures 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, therefore the area of this square is 1 square inch. Okay, and I know this because area of any square is length times width. The length is 1 inch, the width is 1 inch, 1 times 1 is 1, inch times inch is inch squared. Okay, all units of area are squared because we're working in 2 dimensions, length and width. Now, what if I take another approach? What if I say, well, instead of writing 1 inch, why don't I write the equivalent measure in centimeters? Let me go to my conversion chart here. 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, approximately. So instead of writing 1 inch here, I'm going to write 2.54 centimeters. They're equal to each other, right? So it's okay. And here I'm going to say 2.54 centimeters. And I'm going to find the area using centimeters now. So area, again, is length times width. The length is 2.54 centimeters, and the width is 2.54 centimeters. Okay, now I'm going to multiply 2.54 times itself, and I get 6.4516 exactly. And centimeter times centimeter is centimeters squared. So essentially 1 square inch is equal to 6.4516 centimeters squared. Okay, what this is telling us is that if the conversion from inches to centimeters equals this, so 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters, to go from inches squared to centimeters squared, I basically take the conversion, 2.54, and I multiply it by itself. So I go times 2.54 times 2.54. And this makes logical sense because here, this is 1-dimensional, area is 2-dimensional. So I take the conversion and I multiply it by itself twice because we have 2 dimensions. So we are going to use this approach to help us convert units of area between imperial and metric. So let's start with an example. Let me actually just conclude this one real quick. 6.4516. All right. in this example, we have to convert from square feet to square meters. Feet is imperial, and meters is metric. So it's SI basically, right? So we're going from imperial to metric, feet to meters squared, right? Square feet to square meters. So I'm going to go to my table first, and I'm going to find the conversion that takes me from feet to meters. Okay? And it's going to be in the part of the table where we're going from imperial to metric. Okay, so let's go to my table. Imperial to metric is right here. Foot to meters. So 1 foot is equal to 0.305 meters. That means to go this way, I multiply by 0.305. Okay, so let's go down to our question. 0.305. So I will multiply again by 0.305. So now let me write my question. I have 180 square feet. How many meters squared is that? Well, to go from feet to meters, I multiplied by this number. To go from feet squared to meters squared, I will multiply by that number twice, because we're dealing with a two-dimensional shape. So I have to multiply twice. So on your calculator, you're going to go 180 times 0.305, hit enter, and then multiply again 0.305, and that will give you 16.7445 meters squared. This is the answer. Okay? All right, let's do another example. Here we're converting 150 centimeters squared to inches squared. So this is metric or SI, and we're going to imperial. So we're essentially looking for the conversion from centimeters to inches, and that will help us convert from square centimeters to square inches. So let's go up to my table. Centimeters to inches is here. 1 centimeter is equal to 0.394 inches. So I multiply by 0.394. So let me write that next to my question. So I multiply by 0.394. Now let me go back to my problem here. I have 150 centimeters squared equals how many inches squared? To go from centimeters to inches, we have it right here. We multiply by 0.394. But this is area, so we multiply twice. All right, now using our calculators, 150 times 0.394, enter, times 0.394. You can do it all in one go as well. So 23.2854. And that is our answer. All right, let's do one more question. I'm going to ask you to pause right now and try this question by yourself first, just to self-assess to see if you're understanding this. Once you've attempted it, play the video again to check your work. Okay, so we are converting from square yards to square meters. So we are going from imperial to metric or SI. Okay, so I need the conversion that takes me from yards to meters, and then I'm going to use it to convert from square yards to square meters. So I'm going to go up to my table. I'm going to scroll through everything, sorry. Yards to meters, here we go. And to convert, I have to multiply by 0.914, because 1 times 0.914 gives me 0.914, okay? So times 0.914. Now let me go to my question. My question is 100 square yards equals how many square meters? Well, to go from yards to meters, I've already established that I need to multiply by 0.914. But it's area, so you multiply twice. So 100 times 0.914 times 0.914, and that gives us 83.8 0.5396 square meters, and that is our answer. And that concludes our lesson on how to convert between metric and imperial units of area.